Hey Posse, how's it going? This is Brandon, and I'm here with the last member of the Major World Order podcast, and the Big Jake Boski. How's it going?
What's up, brother?
Good, good.
Glad to
Well,
finally be on here.
exactly. Glad we could finally,
Yes. I was holding
get it
out. You had
going.
to pad that lope for me, so I was
Exactly
waiting for my
right.
payday.
Yeah, you kept texting me. That doesn't work for me, brother.
It doesn't work for me, brother.
So you recently made the move from Ohio to Florida.
Yeah.
Um, how was that with just moving every? I know you talked about it a little bit on MWO, but just like how nervous were you packing all that stuff, giving it to the movers, and being like, "All right, I'll
Well,
see you down
I
there."
I didn't give it to the movers. I took care of it myself because
Okay,
because it was like, well, in a sense, I mean, we ordered a pod, so I did
okay,
have to pack everything out. I loaded it and unloaded myself, but I did make sure everything was well protected, and yeah, I bought a ton of Ziploc bags, and I still have like probably 1,000 Ziploc bags left over from that, just because I was packing them up and bubble wrap and everything. So everything, it made it all safe. I didn't have one thing was damaged, so it was all good. So
all right, nice. I'm glad to hear that.
yeah, me
You
too.
can't trust the movers. You just got to do it
No,
yourself.
that's right, man.
So what kind of got you into collecting, and have you been like kind of a collector since you're a kid, like getting all the toys, or were you kind of like late to the game?
So I was definitely late to the game. I mean, when I was a kid, I did start out with Hasbro's, so I had a few of those when I was a kid. And I always wanted them, like all of them, but I just, we didn't have the money back then. And, there was, obviously got out of it a little bit. And then, once I got older and like into high school, I definitely wasn't buying anything. But I would always walk down the aisles just to see, what was coming out and, kind of check on things. I mean, I did that for the longest time. And then, you know, just recently, I mean, probably just a little bit before the Major Wrestling Figure podcast started, I started getting back into collecting. Um, and what got me back into it, honestly, was the retros, the Mattel retros. I remember walking into a Walmart one day and I saw them all there, and I was like, oh, man, those are cool. Those are like the Hasbro's I had when I was a kid. But I didn't buy anything. And then my wife actually picked up the Undertaker and the Ultimate Warrior for me, kind of as a sort of as a joke, like here's some
Yeah,
toys for you. Here's some of your dolls, that you're
some of
always
your
talking
dolls.
about. Yeah, yeah. So, it started with those, and I actually still have them. I left them on card because I just thought they looked cool, and then I just kind of looked up. I remember I talked about this on our podcast. I looked up adult toys. I Googled that. That was a mistake.
Yeah, rookie
But
mistake over here.
yeah, whoops. But, I had to change my words around a little bit. But I ended up actually coming across Zack Ryder. I saw he was a wrestling action figure collector.
Hmm.
I believe is how I got into it. And I was like, oh, he's a wrestler too, but he actually collects. That's pretty cool. And then probably within a month or two after that, they actually started the podcast, and I had never listened to a podcast a day in my life. And here we are, 3 years later. I'm a Hard Foundation member, and I have my own podcast about their podcast. So it's kind of
Exactly.
crazy, like full
The
circle.
guy who doesn't listen to
Right.
podcasts now, like, oh,
Yeah.
listen to one. Now it's
Right.
like I listen to all these ones on the network, and then I have my
Right.
own.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When you were growing up, I know you're a big fan of the '89 Batman.
Oh yeah.
Were you overall a fan of like superheroes, Motu, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, stuff like that?
Not really, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously '89 Batman, but Ghostbusters, like I never had any of the like those action figures or anything. I was into the movies, and the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon. I remember that, but I was never into it per se. I was into Power Rangers a little bit and Ninja Turtles, but other than that, I wasn't. It's pretty much just wrestling. I mean, was definitely that was my one big thing when I was a kid.
Okay, so pretty much wrestling, a little bit of Turtles, and then Batman.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I actually remember seeing Batman in the movie theaters when it came out, and Turtles as well.
Nice.
But I don't know if you know this or not, but I was actually born in West Virginia, and we had just this little rinky-dink movie theater down there. But anyway, we went and saw Batman, and I was like hooked on it. You know, it was just from opening credits to ending credits. It was just like, this is my movie. This is awesome. And I mean, still to this day, it holds up in my opinion. But there, I can't remember the name. There was like a little kind of a convenience store, basically like a mini Walmart. It was called like Aces, or no, it wasn't Ace. It was like X. I don't remember what the hell it was, but anyway, they had Batman was there,
Nice.
one night, so I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, it's just some guy that's like dressed up as Batman, in probably this like crappy little outfit. Like, I didn't think it was like the real Batman, and obviously it wasn't, but we got there and like there's this line outside, and I remember they actually had like the Batmobile that you could put like 25 cents in that sat outside and it like rocked back and forth, So I was like, I wanted to ride it, but I was like, no, I'm like, let's just wait because I don't want to miss my turn to be Batman. So we get inside and this dude had like a legit like 89 Keaton like suit, like it was like leather and had the cape and everything. I mean, he looked like awesome, but I got to meet him. So, and I actually still have the Polaroid picture from when I was a kid. He let me hold his like bat gun, so
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to yeah. And I saw NECA just came out with that too. So I might need to get that, but I'm gonna have to try to find that picture for you. I know I got it around. Yeah, I got it around here somewhere. Yeah,
because they're gonna make the utility belt, so then you can strap it on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They stay next to Husfar and be like, how much do you weigh? And they just shoot up.
Yeah. It's a little light.
That would be hilarious. So do you still have any of like your toys as like from when you were a kid, like any Hasbro's or any like the Batman toy biz?
So no, I actually didn't have any of the Toy Biz figures. I had a set, like I was into cars really big. I still am. Like I'm a huge like gearhead, but not many people know that either. But like I collected all the Batmobiles. So like Ertl, ERTL, they had like those little kind of like Hot Wheels type things. Sorry, I'm getting pop-ups here. I like had all those like little cars and stuff, and like the Batwing and the Joker van and all that. So I had all those when I was a kid, and then I got into model cars pretty heavy, like the 1/18 and 1/24 scale. So I was always collecting like the Batmobiles and assembling those and painting them and doing all that. I'm still collecting the Hot Wheels 1/50th scale. My nephew, when he was about 2-3 years old, broke all of my 1/18th scale model cars. So that's another story for another day. He still laughs about it.
Every collector's nightmare.
Right? Yeah. He's like, Uncle Jake, look, all these cars got in an accident. I'm like, oh my! I mean, like hoods are ripped off. It was so bad. So, yeah. But yeah, I didn't really have any. I had like no Batman figures. I mean, I remember even dressing up as Batman for Halloween, but I know for a fact I didn't have any Batman figures. I had a few of the Turtles, and like I said, a couple Power Rangers. I know, and then my sister, she had like a couple Barbie dolls and like the pink Corvette. And I used to like be Ken and drive the pink Corvette. I remember that because I was a car guy. So.
Nice. You're like, that's the only thing you care about. It's like, it's a
right. But to actually correctly answer your question, no, I do not have any of my childhood toys except one that I accidentally just a few weeks ago sent to Joe Vin.
Oh, the Ahmed.
The Ahmed Johnson. Okay. So like literally, we had a going away party when we were moving out of my last house to come down here. And it was like the week before we left. And my mom's like, hey, I found these like toys in the basement. They're obviously yours, so I figured one of them was like an Undertaker, which I know wasn't mine. It was because it was like from like 2005 and I was not collecting that. It was from my nephew when he was a kid. So I didn't care about that one, but there was a Jack's Bone Cruncher Ahmed Johnson. I'm like, oh my God, that's mine. Like from when I was a kid. That's funny. So anyway, Joe Vin, we kind of play gags on each other and, send each other gag gifts and stuff. And I threw that Undertaker in there, but I must have grabbed the Ahmed too. And I didn't realize it till he texted me. He's like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, oh no. So now it's, the hashtag, like, what's Ahmed up to? So that's
my God. That would be funny if they started sending it like,
like around the country. Yeah.
Like, what's Ahmed doing?
Actually, that'd be kind of cool. Like, get a little map and, you like, where's Ahmed been? That actually would be pretty sweet. So
that'd be sick. The, real quick with the model cars, because like I rarely run into collectors that do that anymore. Like actually like
build
glue?
them.
Like, do you
Oh
build it
yeah.
like they snap in, or do you get the ones that you have to glue in, like the
So
model
what?
planes and stuff?
Yeah. Now I still don't build those, like, or I currently don't. I've been wanting to get back into it, but I'm like really heavily focused on wrestling action figures right now. Like I need to finish my Hasbro set. Like I'm so close, and there are a couple other things in here that I want to do. Obviously doing some other things in real life, but yeah, I mean, as far as like building model cars, I started out with like the easy ones, like snapping them together. They're like, a 20-piece kit or whatever. And then I got, more and more advanced. And I I believe the craziest one I ever did, it was a 1/6 scale Lamborghini Countach.
Oh wow.
This thing, it was over 3,000 pieces. And I had to,
Jeez.
yeah, I mean, but it was like it was crazy. Even like a lot of the model cars, they'll just have the wheels that like pop on,
Mhm.
to a little hub, like a little plastic hub. This one actually had the brake rotors and the caliper, the brake lines. It had like engine internals that all went in together. Like all this stuff was inside the motor and you couldn't even see it, but it was like super highly detailed. It actually had real carpet and like real like leather feel seats,
Oh wow.
shifter, steering wheel. I mean, it was huge. It was, as big as the screen is, like
Yeah.
it was like, it's probably like 3 feet long. It was huge.
It's like
So,
that Eagle Moss thing, right? Like for the
yes,
kid ones. Yeah.
exact. Yeah, it was like, um, I don't even remember what the company was, but yeah, it would be very similar to that, but it wasn't metal. It was actually plastic.
Oh
So
okay.
yeah, so but I remember back then it was like a $500 or $600 kit that my dad had gotten. He didn't want it, so he gave it to me, and I put it
Nice.
together. And
Is that how you got into cars? Is through your dad?
yeah, my dad was always a mechanic. He was always working on something. He always had cool, like he's a truck guy, so he always had cool trucks, and dual exhaust, and V8s and just loud pipes, and kinds of crazy stuff. So I just got hooked on that, and obviously I got into racing a little bit, and just a huge gearhead, and I love it. So I'm really happy to live here in Florida now because I don't have to have like a 4-wheel drive vehicle to get through the snow. So I'm kind of looking around to see what I want to buy now.
Oh
Yeah,
nice.
I'm down to 3 that I want to get right now. I'm looking at a Shelby GT500, Corvette Z06, or a Dodge Viper GTS Coupe. But
Nice.
I'm gonna wait for the prices to go down a little bit because they're a little
Yeah.
crazy right now. So
I was gonna add that leads into my next question. I was gonna ask, what is your, since you're a car guy, what's
yeah.
your favorite exotic car, muscle car, and then just like old school pickup?
Okay. So I mean, I guess technically I've always been a crazy fanatic for the 96 Dodge Viper GTS Coupe. That, like, it has to be in 96 because that was the only year that they did well, actually they did do it in '05, I believe. They redid a color. It's
Okay.
just Viper metallic blue with white racing stripes. It's just such a sexy car. So that the Viper is kind of considered a muscle car and an exotic car. It's like right on that borderline. So
Hmm.
um, for me, let's just call that technically. Well, I'm gonna make 2 because I'm the guest, so I get to
Yeah.
bend the rules a little bit. So yeah, so the '96 Viper GTS Coupe and Shelby GT500 Mustang, definitely 2 of my favorite muscle cars. If I'm gonna go exotic, I got to go with the 1987 Ferrari F40. I know
Okay.
I'm going older, but I like the older stuff. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like, I love the like new like McLarens and Bugattis and um,
Like the Lotuses and stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm actually a huge fan of the older Lotuses, like the Lotus Esprit V8 twin turbo. I don't know if you're into James Bond at all, but there's a couple movies where he actually did
Yeah.
drive like
The one
the
that turned into a submarine.
Yes, that was a
Yeah.
Lotus. So yeah, there's some cool stuff like that. And if I got to go old truck, um, man, it's tough. There's a lot of good ones, but I got to go with either a '55 Ford F1 or a '79 Ford F100 Custom. Those are just badass tough trucks. You know, that's what the original Bigfoot was designed after as well. So.
Oh, nice. So
Gotta,
you're a
gotta go
big.
with that.
Did you guys go to like the monster truck rallies and stuff? And the car
No,
shows?
no. Actually, it's kind of funny. My parents split up when I was really young, so I just had a little taste of them, you know, as a kid. And then he dipped out, you know. So it's like he just left me with enough, you know, gasoline, I guess, to fry my brain enough to just want more. So,
Just
but yeah, my mom, she would always like, you know, hand me off to my uncle and stuff, and you know, he would take me to car shows, and you know, she would always make sure that I was, you know, getting some, you know, to do things that I wanted to do too. So, you know, because I got into basketball pretty heavy too, as
okay.
well. I sort of got to meet Michael Jordan one
Oh,
time.
nice.
So I didn't technically meet him, but I met his limo driver. So I'll
Okay,
tell you
there
about
you go.
that.
Close
I'll
enough.
tell you about that story later.
All right.
But yeah, so it's cool.
Nice. So now that you're full on collecting, you got a toy room now.
Yeah.
You know, you got your own. You know, you make the rules because it's your collection. You buy what you want to buy. What is your holy grail for Batman stuff, wrestling, and then just model cars? Like, is there one that was like a car they don't make a lot, like that you kind of want to get because it's rare?
Well, actually, the car I definitely know. Hot Wheels did a 1/18th scale, 89 Keaton car, Batmobile.
Oh, okay.
I never got it. I remember seeing it in the stores back in like, let's say like 01, 02, maybe 03. And for some reason, they didn't have it, or I didn't pick it up. I wasn't really collecting back then, so that's probably why. You know, but it was just a badass car, and I always wanted it. And then a few years later, they came out with the '66 Adam West TV Batmobile. So I did purchase that, and then you know, I kind of got into that. But I'm definitely gonna have to say the you know, model car that my holy grail of model cars would definitely be that Hot Wheels 1/18th scale 89 Batmobile. Hasbro's, I mean, I'm down. I have 4 left until I'm complete. So I need the Smoking Guns, Evil Crush, and 1-2-3 Kid. I'm not counting the mailaways because it's just, dude, it's too much, man. I mean, like, if I could get all 3 of them for like $2,000, maybe 2,500, I'd probably do it. But you know, like one of them's like going for more than that now. So it's
exactly.
You know,
but I mean, they're all 3 like they're basically just re-releases, right? The only thing is like the bag.
Well, the Hulk Hogan is completely different. He's in a red, like that WrestleMania 9 red outfit, basically, where he won the championship from Yokozuna.
Yeah.
That's basically what he's wearing. The Undertaker's pretty much the same, except his beard and hair just a couple shades darker. And then the Brett is a Purple Heart Brett. So,
okay.
Yeah, so that one's actually identical. But yeah, I'm going to go with 1-2-3 Kid on the Hasbro just because I know that I'm saving that one for last just because, and I probably should buy it now, you know, because the price goes up every day.
Are you gonna buy it Lucy or Minnow?
Oh yeah, absolutely loose. Yeah, my whole Hasbro collection is loose. So there's no way I'm going.
You need the Minnow card just for the eyebrows.
Well, yeah, right. No, I think I might start a Giant Gonzalez collection. Like I just want to collect because that's an easy collection to do. I think he's only got like, I think 4 figures total, 3 or 4. And I mean, if I count like El Gigante from Galoob, you know, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like probably 2 classics and then the Hasbro and then the Galoob.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, there's technically 4. So I was thinking about doing a mint on card, all his stuff. I think would be kind of cool because
if Steve was right, hopefully they'll get one if they can figure out
the
rights.
I'm hoping so, man. I'm trying to get that done, man. Because you know I'm gonna have to buy someone. I'll have to autograph them and do giveaways on MWO.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Kind of one last question. Kind of to wrap things up is
sure.
What is one thing that they haven't made, or one version of the Batmobile they haven't made that you want to see made? Like what? Because I feel like they've made them all, but it's like maybe some fell through the cracks.
Right. I mean, you know what? I know they have made basically all of them in one way or another, but I've always loved the Val Kilmer, the Batman Forever.
Oh
that
yes,
that car was badass. I remember the wings would split on the back, and I know they make a 1/18 scale of that. I haven't seen it in real life, but I know they do. But another one that I think it definitely gets slipped through the cracks is the Clooney car, the Batman and Robin one. That one sucks. I mean, it's
weird because there's only one seater.
Right. It's a convertible too, so it's just super goofy. It's just like, come on, man. But at the end of the day, it's still a Batmobile, and
you know, if you're gonna be in like a 1/18 one.
Yes, I would like because I think out in the garage, I would like to have like my Batmobiles up. Well, I do have a little Batman display over here hidden behind the door, so maybe I don't know, I could do like a 1/24 scale because they're a little smaller. So maybe I'll go that route and, just try to, I'd like to just get at least the TV and the movie cars, because I don't need all the cartoons and the comic books and the video games. It just gets to be too much. So
you just want to stick to the movies.
Yeah, I think so. That's the ones everybody knows. So
guys, I'm gonna title this Jake loves George Clooney as Batman.
Beautiful.
But thank you, and then
thank you, man. It was a lot of fun.
Plug your stuff.
Yeah, get a chance, check out the Major World Order podcast. We talk about all things related to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and we kind of delve into all the major marks and get to hear their stories, kind of like what you guys are doing with Toy Posse here in a sense. But this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on. I'm sorry it took so long, but
no worries. We gotta have another one with all three of you guys on.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Also, like and subscribe if you like what we're putting out. Follow us on Instagram at The Real Toy Posse and at Minnesota Toy Posse. On Twitter at the Toy Posse or at Toy Posse, and then on Facebook, if you look up the Toy Posse, you can ask for membership, and then usually we approve most people. They just have to ask 3 questions. But thank you, Jake. Listen to the MWO, drops every Thursday morning.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Peace.
All right. Later.